Greetings to all life forms and life workers who have found this continuation of my live demo for 6/4/2020. Had some internet issues with the first one, and now we're back here doing readings. Thank you for your patience. Anyone who will find this video again. Hello. Glad you found me. Would you like a reading today? I have 7 decks. Energy forecasts and specific questions. Well, I'm doing very well this morning. Little allergies, but besides fighting the internet, it's going pretty good. Okay. Cool. General energy forecast. So you can tell me when to stop. And thank you for coming back to my lives. Always like to see returning users. Proves I'm doing the right thing. You have your own spirit, which is equally beautiful. So everyone's spirit is radiant, even if they don't see it. Okay, so for your general energy forecast, so there's going to be a lot of travel and movement, but it may not seem like you're moving in the right direction, but you are. There's just going to be a lot of negative things as you continue to move towards your dreams. Just remember you're grounded even above. Grounding doesn't have to be at the bottom. We can be grounded from the top over. And when we spend time with community and friends and we have joyous communications with others, with our hearts flowing and our energies of creativity just fully expressing, we will be able to bring that love to the table, to bring that joy and happiness to us. So in this upcoming month, there is going to be change, but unlike the normal tower, which is just easy up and down, this tower is one that you can create for yourself. Some are going up, sideways, left, right, and center. Just know that when everything is changing and crumbling, you're the one there with the shovel and the hammer who can create from that crumbling to build it the way you want. So in this next month, you will be in some group situations, you will be in some solitary situations, and just always remember that your heart, your inner being is leading you in the right direction. It's leading you to where you need to be at all times. Even when everything's crumbling, keep walking the way you are, because you will be on the only one that doesn't crumble. So much gratitude to you. Hello. I have the 7 decks again. I like this format with the 7 decks. It gives a lot of variety to the answers and to each person with their questions or energy forecast. Would you like a reading? You can choose 1 through 7, energy forecast or general, or not general, just specific questions. For those watching this on the replay, this is the second part. The first part, I gave a reading to anyone viewing it in the future. That will be on the first video before it got internet interrupted. So you can tell me when to stop. And do you have a question or energy forecast? No, this is not the most popular time of day here on YouTube, but I'm glad to be answering questions here. So you're the only one here, so I'll just give you a general energy forecast, and if you have a specific question, I can do that for you as well. So there's going to be a huge evolution for you in this month. A new level of adaptation and change. May seem horrifying to some, but what you're becoming is a sage. You're becoming a wise master of their spiritual process, of their body, and of their light. And oftentimes, we have to take away from others. We have to take from the angels to gain the flight, where the angels can fly even without their wings. So can a human with a pair of bloody wings, too. So this upcoming month, this energies, know that it's your time for evolution, for change, for new ways of seeing things. And sometimes you just need to stand on your finger and see the world from a different vantage point to really get that sage wisdom, to get that spiritual knowledge. We have to switch everything, hangman position, and see the world from a different vantage point. Even if that's not always the happiest and pleasant thing to do. And others will label that as negative, where it is really the most positive thing one can do for themselves. So I hope that it's a good energy forecast for you. Yes, if you have a question in particular, I can do that as well for you. And thank you. Yeah, I can do that for you. So is your plan a good idea? Okay. And again, you can just tell me when to stop. That's fine. I'll stop when I feel compelled, and then it will be on the replay for you. Yeah, I know about all the connection issues. I just had to stop the other one, the other live video in the middle, so provide some readings here. So your finance plan will be successful because you will do the work and the intensive labor to make it happen, to make that reality. And you still hold that sage, that wisdom of knowing that what you're doing is right. There's just going to be a little frozen ether. The energy is going to kind of get stagnated. There's not going to be the results you want instantly from your plan. So you may have to keep doing it even when you don't see results, but continue to, because that plan will bring a lot of abundance to you that will probably be ancestral, something that you can pass on to the next generations. So just continue even if you don't see the results you want right away. Hi, Jim Brothers. Hi. You can choose 1 through 7 if you want a question in particular or an energy forecast. Yeah, I appreciate that. There's many ways to make those physical things happen. Just oftentimes they don't happen the way we want them to, at the speed we want them to. Okay. So give you a love forecast, especially on R. So you can tell me when to stop. You chose the Shadows of Oz Fairy Magic deck. So the energies of the Fae are very strong. Okay. So first thing in the love is if we believe that we don't deserve or are not good enough for love, that we have made mistakes or have done things that prevent us from realizing all the abundance that we're sitting on because we're blindfolded by trauma, by deceit, by darkness, and we don't see the prison we're creating for ourselves with our thoughts. And that oftentimes block relationships. But I do see the connection here with this individual. Maybe you've done community service or some type of outreach or service to others, because this is the card of community service, and sharing your energies with someone else, with multiple people. So when two people go community service with them together, they affect many other people, even if they're not in a relationship, because it shows collaboration. And you and your wealth and the money you make and the job you have, don't let that prevent you from being open to love. Continue to work on your garden, continue to work on your fields that you have planted over time. All that money, energy, and time you have given, don't let that close you off to meeting new people, to doing new things that you haven't done before. So the main relationship message is all the doubts, all the inadequacies you have, they're not real. They're just not. And no matter how real they feel, they're just illusions of your mind. They could easily be empowering as they could be disempowering. And it is your choice of what to do with them. So I wish much gratitude to you in your relationship. Thank you. Yes, you can choose 1 through 7. There's 7 decks here. There's more description of them in the description box. So, yes, you can ask a question. Well, you are growing and you are applying. There's no need to try. You're already doing it. If you're set out to do it, you're doing it. You're not trying anything. You have to be open to succeed always. Even if you fail, you're just going to succeed. And when you try, you make failure a valid option where it's just not. Even if you fail, you keep going. Thank you. A good little green friend of mine who lives in a swamp, he told me, do or do not, there is no try. And I think that's really, really, really good advice. So if you are here, Mar, you can choose 1 through 7. And a question in particular or an energy forecast. And thank you. I really enjoy doing these, and to share kindness with others is my passion. And just for anyone viewing this in the future or now, is a message from the aliens coming in pretty strong that they monitor everything that's happening on this planet. Like, even if you don't believe in aliens, even if you don't know anything about aliens, they're monitoring everything, every form of communication. So even when things are pretty terrible, know that they, one, could be way more terrible, and they're not, because there's some entity moderating it. Okay, you can choose number 1 through 7, so I can know what deck to use for you, and I'll ask that question for you. Cool. And thank you. Many people don't think about it, but it takes a lot of bravery to ask a question. So will you have a couple in the last part of this year, 2020? Question for the Leo. So you can tell me when to stop. Just say stop in the chat, and then I will have your energies here. Okay. So, yes, I very straight up, yes, I do see you in a relationship. But it will also be a lot of celebration. So this is judgment. In most decks, it's not nearly this many people. So for this deck, it's a gathering of strange magical individuals. The most powerful but queer, strange people all gathered to celebrate the Queen's birthday. So it's either New Year's or Christmas. You're going to go to some gathering. You might feel a little uncomfortable. There might be a bunch of people you don't know, very few people you actually do know. I still recommend you do that, because that's how you meet people. That's how you can find the lovers, the relationships you want. When you meet that person, they're going to be very happy, productive person who loves to create, to express themselves, to travel. But now, I know you may have a difficult time with this, is now's the time to be the hermit, to love yourself in isolation, to just separate from everyone else, just for a time being. You still love them, you still care about them, but you don't have to directly be involved with them. And just take the time to sit by yourself. And even though it's difficult because we are social people, just look inward to see who you are, what you want, what you're willing to do, what you're willing to embrace, and hold that energy. So when you go to the holiday parties and you interact with all these different people, you will know who you are completely, because you've given the time of solitude now in the hermit phase. So I do see that love coming to you, just be open for parties and events and different types of social situations that you may not normally do is the best way to initiate a love. I met my fiance at her birthday party, and I never met her before. I was invited to it. I ended up going, and I met the most beautiful woman and beautiful soul. So it works for people, and it doesn't work for people, just like all tarot. So I hope the energies resonate with you, and thank you. So there's 7 decks described in the description box. So I'll give a 1-card poll for anybody watching this in the future who's watching through my catalogs. I appreciate it. Know that your power, even if you're a man or a woman, is feminine based, is that of nurturing, of kindness, of understanding, of blossoms, and of beauty. You wear the cosmos on your head, and you are an infinite being. Just allow yourself to let it all happen effortlessly, to allow the flow of energies to be unique to you, because no one else is like that. No one else holds your own energy. Yeah, you never know where you'll find love. I was incredibly awkward at my fiance's birthday party. First time I met her, I think I said like 2-3 words to her, barely nothing at all. And over time, 7+ years of a beautiful relationship. If you would like another reading, I'm still doing them here. I have 7 different decks. Each have a different energy to them. Hi, welcome back. Some internet issues, but things are working out good this morning for me. Getting these demos going to help as much as I can. I have the 7 decks. They're described in the description box. Okay, you can choose 1 through 7. I'll make a list for you all here. Okay. So your relationship with CH. Okay. That's good. You chose the Magic Oracle. Oftentimes people think things are only good for one purpose. So that broom is only meant to sweep up dirt. You can't do nothing else with a broom. And that's just one of many examples. So you can tell me when to stop so I can get your unique energies here. This deck was originally meant for a game, but I created an Oracle deck out of those same cards, which is very unique to other Oracle decks and covers the full spectrum that I would like in an Oracle deck that I just can't find. That's one of the difficulties I have, is finding the right finding the right methods. So there will be a lot of like fiery passion with this relationship, and sometimes people get burnt when there's so much heat and so much physical and non-physical passion. It just radiates this heat, and sometimes it burns. But when you're when you're grounded and connected to your own ocean magic, to your own water flow, it's impossible to get burned. Water can't get burnt. It can evaporate, but it will never charcoalize, because in this relationship it's very important, you have those shamanic experiences, either it be, sometimes drugs, sometimes tobacco, sometimes just tea. Sharing a consumption with another person allows you to both exist at the same state, because we are what we consume. So if you consume with your lover, you will hold a lot more passion. So just know that both flame and sea can exist together. And oftentimes, I don't know if you mushrooms or different types of hallucinogens, they, in small micro doses, they can help you see the reality in a different way, in a more shamanic, medicinal way, in this world we live in. So the energies of your relationship is grounded, heart-based passion that is nurturing, but also can be very overbearing at times. So allow that energy to just kind of coalesce into a new level of wisdom and a new level of service. Yeah. So just allow your passion and then her flow to kind of co-create something with you. Yeah, you're a moderator, friend. Hope you're doing good, Corey. Glad to see you here. I'll add you to the list. She wants to be intimate in her own way, which is generally not the definition of what we call intimacy. It could be like dancing or singing or cooking, something that's like a non-physical intimate, like telling secrets, stuff like that. I wonder how long it took for all the masters to unify. There's a lot of them. So I have the 7 decks. They're described in the description box. Okay. Okay. Christopher the Capricorn. Yeah, you got to find all the masters, dude. There's a lot of them that don't even make contact on this planet. Like, it's cool that you're unifying them, though. I like it. Better than Idea Pacifist. That was my second choice if you were to change your channel. One day at a time. So those here, please check out Unified Masters. A very great channel with a lot of different information and perspectives there. With Corey and Samantha, one of my favorite YouTube channels. Okay, you can tell me when to stop so I can tell you about how the Capricorn feels about you. Whew. So, first off, there's love. Love and things. It's love. So, there's three general types of love language that is talked about, where there is service love, which is this. There is platonic love, which is like friendship love. And then there's speak love, where you just talk about it, but you don't perform the actions. There is no gratitude. So when there's gratitude and love, it creates this hyperhelix of the water crystals. So with this deck, these are microscopic images of water, each with a different intention. So this one, as the crystals form, the gratitude and the energies of sharing with another person will reflect even more light. And there's a sense of peace, is how they feel about you. You make them feel peaceful. The conversations, the energies are not volatile, they're not negative to this person. And as a Capricorn, I am one myself. The peace is really attractive to Capricorn. It's someone who is peaceful, because Capricorns, they want to be peaceful, but it's harder for them to hold that stability. And your relationship with them, they think of you as the rainforest, as someone who's a ever pleasant, constantly plentiful environment of kindness, of love, of shelter. But oftentimes the rainforest is abused, is taken advantage of, because it's not fully understood, it's not respected. So just hold your boundaries if you ever feel disrespected. It's not a deliberate attack, it's oftentimes just a miscommunication. And the rainforest teaches us that each thought and each part of who we are is compatible with those who we love, even if it doesn't appear that way, because we're constantly changing. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You're not going to be the same person tomorrow. So just be open to both you and this Capricorn to be changing, because this is a year of change. So they do see you as someone they want to be with, someone they love, and someone they're very grateful for. Yeah, that's my newest deck. It's the one that's probably the most unique, but science and spirituality I like using. So thank you very much. I hope I hope your relationship much success. Yes, I will always stay blessed. Thank you. June energy forecast. So, Corey, I wanted to tell you, Unified Masters is. I like the new name. I kind of missed the old one, Thought Soldiers. I thought you were going to change it to Mind Pacifist, but it's fine. Unified Masters is better. Yeah, I just got this deck. Dr. Emoto has done a series of scientific studies to show that water changes based on thoughts and different effects. Mental pacifism. Okay, you can tell me when to stop, Corey, and I'll give you the energies here. Nice. I did one too. Just kind of small here in California, just like one or two other people. Now I'm the one organizing the cleanups, buddy. I hope it's good for you out there in Texas. So this month, really strong for you is going to be honesty. Because most people really don't like being honest and have a hard time dealing with honesty. But a unified master knows how to take that honesty and use it as kindness, use it as a tool to help others instead of using honesty as a weapon. So honesty can be both sharp, abrasive, and smooth and caring. It is just how you use the honesty and which part of the honest, what's your intent for being honest? Are you honest to yourself always because you know the truth is pure, or are you honest to hold that over someone else? And I know you're not, but some people lose the honesty. So we have prayer. This month you're going to find a new way to pray. Prayer is not just holding your hands together and asking for something. It is projecting your thoughts, using your energies to create and manifest the reality you want. Because when the light hits the prayer, it reflects and reflects and shows so many different outcomes based on what your intent is, what you're saying with your prayers, and why you are praying in the first place. Because if you're praying for something selfish, then those reflections are going to reflect off yourself. But if your prayers are selfless, then those reflections are going to reflect off of everybody. And lastly, buddy, is release. Is letting that release through. And when, as you can tell, when that release happens, it heats up, it energizes you, because you're getting rid of those what no longer serve, those old ideas, those old habits and concepts. And you have so much more space, so much more light now inside when you can release the toxins and the energy that doesn't serve. So this month, there's going to be a lot of purging. There's going to be a lot of prayer, a lot of energy work for you. But more so, just be honest with yourself of why you're doing what you're doing and how you conduct yourself with those you love. Be honest, because even if it's not the way you want it now, that honesty will allow you to change it to what you want it to be. So thank you. Much love, Thought Soul, Unified Master. And I hope you get many views on your YouTube channel, buddy. Much love for this month. Thank you, friend. Yeah, I just recently got this Water Oracle deck just a few weeks ago. I've been spending my time practicing on it, learning it, and it's really powerful in a different way. Yes, you are all loved. Thank you. I'll still do a few more readings for you guys. There's 7 decks described in the description. I'm doing energy forecasts and specific questions. I'm going to pull a card for anyone who would be watching this replay, viewing this in the future, or viewing it now. Pisces. Cosmic Pisces. So everything in this world is dual. There's always 2 aspects of things. But it's not always just positive and negative. It is like, it's like 55, 45 positive, and then reverse. Beautiful thing about Pisces is the 2 fish are always swimming around each other, even when they're not. They're always connected. They're always existing as the same entity, even though we appear that it's 2. Yin and yang is the same thing. We just want to see them separate. But yin and yang are the one energies. So in this upcoming month, you're going to want to pick a side, but you are Pisces, you are both sides. So just pick yourself and know that you hold light, you hold darkness, and you hold everything in between. And when you just pick light or you just pick darkness, you're losing the ability to fully understand the spectrum of this universe we live in. So 7 decks, if any of the viewers here want a reading, you can choose 1 through 7 and have a question in particular or just an energy forecast. I'll do an angel message for anyone viewing this in the future. Your vision. The vision you have of your future, of what you want to happen, of how you think it's going to happen, is very important, because those who have no vision, who have no sight, they will just continue to walk in circles. They will continue to end up nowhere, because they don't know what they're seeing, what they're doing, what they're feeling. So trust the angels to clarify your vision, to give you the purest vision, because we're not here by accident. This is no coincidence that we're on this planet right now. And our vision of what becomes is the importance of this whole co-creation we're all sharing. So have that vision of what you want to create and how you're going to create it to make it happen now. Even if you're not fully able to do it all now, you can think about it now. You can feel it now. And that's how you make it happen. Give a little bit more time to you guys. I'll do 1 or 2 more readings. Anyone has a question, you can leave it in the chat. Choose a deck 1 through 7. Everyone has a different energy frequencies at different times. So like having the different options. Yeah, proof you're a psychic as well. Everyone is a psychic, if you ask me. Most people just don't want to admit it. So they turn off their magic. I think of it this way. Everybody is magical. Most people just believe magic is fake. If you have any questions or energy forecasts, I have some time for you now. I'll do about 2 more. So the best thing for that is play with it. You don't have to do readings with the decks. You can just use them as a book is one way. You read it as a book that only you can fully read, because each symbol is different to you. Or you can play with it, which is just experience each card's unique energy. And after a time of being with the deck, you're going to want to start doing readings, because the tarot doesn't really like psychic stuff. What it really wants is to help you help yourself. Like what I'm doing is it works for it, but it's not what the tarot likes. The tarot really just cares about you, the person who owns that particular tarot deck. So still doing readings for anyone who would like one? Hello. If Nina, if you would like a reading, you can choose 1 through 7, 7 different decks. They're described in the description. And if you have a question in particular or just a general energy forecast. Yeah, like tarot is oftentimes just so misconstrued and misunderstood. Like to a point where no one even knows there's no definitive knowing of what the word tarot actually means. Like you can ask 7 historians and they will tell you different answers. Okay. Your future love. I'll do that for you. You can tell me when to stop. You chose the water crystal oracle, which are microscopic images of water molecules with different intentions that changes the form of the water. So if anyone ever tries to say rules of tarot, the tarot has to be something, they're false because there's no evidence of what actually tarot is, who created it, and what was the intent. We actually don't know those things at all. So anyone who claims to know those things, they don't. So for your love reading, peace of mind is very important for you because when you are peaceful inside and your mind state is calm, you're more susceptible to attract somebody who will respect you and love you in the way you wish to be loved. And it's probably going to happen in winter, or the beginning of winter, because when things get cold, some people, they're drawn to be more social because the isolation of snow and cold weather makes them want to have awesome Christmas parties, awesome New Year's parties. Because when we're all isolated for such a long period of time, the first celebration, first sense of revelry that we have, our hearts just want it so bad. And the love with your love life is happiness. Very key here. So when we are happy in our own way, what happens is we show seeds to the universe that other people can be happy. And when we're happy just being who we are, doing what we're doing, someone else who is happy, equivalent or higher, will find you and be like, hey, that person's happy. I'm happy. Let's be happy together. And you don't always have to be happy. It's impossible to always be happy. But to know that you're happy that you're on this planet, to know you're happy that you have your parents, or that you live where you live, or that you're breathing, or that you can see or hear when others can't. It's just being happy for what you have, and that will attract other people who are happy for what they have, and it will be a more respectful love than someone who's just like a Debbie Downer, who's always sad and always upset. Well, they're going to be with somebody who who's either the opposite, always happy and never upset, or just like them. So just be careful with your emotions and your peace of mind. Let your thoughts dictate your reality, not your emotions. Because you're in control of your thoughts. Your emotions are kind of just reactionary. So much love and gratitude to you. I'll do one more if anyone would like one. It'll be my last one here. Thank you. I do private services. If you are interested, there's more information in the description for more longer and complex readings. This is just a demo here. I hope the energies are doing good here for everybody. I know there's a lot of unrest and isolation still happening globally. So be open to yourself and love each person. It doesn't matter what labels they have, how they're identified. They're just a person and they should be respected and cared for globally. So I'll do one more reading for anyone. It will be my last one here. You can choose 1 through 7 or have a question or a energy forecast. I'll do one reading for anyone viewing this in the future. So know that funerals and death and sadness brings people together. See, death happens because of life, and life happens because of death. They're inseparable. We may not like death, but we really like life. You really like being alive, but you don't want to die. But know that they're the same thing. There is an afterlife, and there's a death life. And I bet you've met those people who are alive, but they're dead. And they feel like they're dead. And then you met those people who should be dead, who are in really terrible situations, who should just turn off the blind, the deaf, those who are, paralysis. They continue to live. They have passion and they want life to be joyous, even if it's more difficult for them than everyone else. So let the death and life be the same. I'm someone who cries when babies are born because a baby being born in a funeral seemed to me like the same thing, but most people they're not. But energetically, they're very similar. So, hello, Kai. If you would like a reading, you'll be my last one. You can choose 1 through 7. And if you have a question in particular or just a general energy forecast. I'm also hearing from the ancestors right now while I'm on this live that remember your breath. Everyone who will view this is the moment you stop breathing, you die. And breath is why we are alive, is to live, to exercise, to reproduce, to do all these things you can't do without breath. And just once a day to just say thank you, lungs, thank you, planet, for giving me this air. Any good news / change of positivity in your life? Okay. So here's your good news. There's a lot of angels around you. You chose an angel deck. And know that there's way more angels than you can even fathom, probably billions of them. All invisible, all high up in the clouds, and they're monitoring this whole planet, making sure things happen the way they're supposed to happen, but also to help emotionally people throughout the world. So just know your good news is you got at least 5 angels around you right now, and they all care about you very deeply. So yeah, change of positivity is winning. When you know you're a winner, you know you just are winning. And you have that winningness in you. Even when you're not winning, you still are, because that's who you are. That's who you hold on to. And that's your biggest strength. You already know you're a winner. But the things for you to learn is that laughter's medicine. That if you can laugh at yourself and make light of yourself, doesn't mean that you're less than, doesn't mean that you're a negative person. Just focus on the laughter, the joy in your life, and more angels will start laughing. More of the animals will laugh with you, because there's nothing super serious, because everything affects each other thing equally. So the last message that for the angels say to remind you of is your good intentions. Dig out your good intentions and act on them today. So when we think our intentions are nothing, we don't even think about the intentions. Oftentimes they're bad intentions. But when we know that what we're doing is good and will affect people for good, that's a good intention. And oftentimes bad stuff still happens when you have good intentions. But the fact that your intention, what you plan for it, is pure and wholesome inside, at least some aspect of that will be reflected back to you in your own way. So know the angels are with you, and the change of positivity in your life is with laughter, with those actions, those good intentions. And just know you're a winner. You have already won. Now you just got to get to the end to get your trophy. But game over. You already won. You just got to do that last lap. It's like Mario Kart. Have you ever played that video game? When the first person wins, everyone else still has to finish the race. And so that first person still got to drive until the last person finishes. So you're just doing the victory lap right now. So much love and gratitude to you. Thank you all. And if you want any more information about me and my services, they're linked in the description. Much gratitude.